Hi Austin Chamber Music Center fans. I'm so happy that you are here with us this evening for this program. Before we get off to that start, I wanted to just say a few words. All of this program was recorded last week before the incredibly disheartening events and the turmoil of our nation and of our culture. And the video itself is very positive, optimistic, and quite happy, I'd say. And it's not really how I feel right now. But I find that music heals and music feels, and music is a way for us to gather and be together and reflect. And so I hope we will take that time this evening to have those moments of reflection and to perhaps have that positivity of what we can be all together if we work, and if we work harder, and if we try harder. And Austin Chamber Music Center is absolutely committed and in solidarity with people of color, with artists of color, and with our entire world. The Austin Chamber Music Center will host our festival beginning on June 27th. One thing that we will be adding, we will have 7 weeks of programming where we feature artists from all over the world, but we will also be featuring a very special Black composers and Black artists concert. We will bring together many of the amazing artists that we've had with the Austin Chamber Music Center over the years, in addition to superstars from around the world. And so I'm excited about that program that we will curate especially for you and especially for our community, and that will be in addition to all the other fantastic artists that we will feature in 7 weeks beginning on June 27th. So please enjoy this program and understand where Austin Chamber Music Center is in this regard. I am with all of you. We are all in this together, and I can't wait to see you in person when that day comes. Hey chamber music fans, I'm Michelle Schumann, the Artistic Director of the Austin Chamber Music Center, and I'm so happy that you are here with us this evening. This is now our 10th episode of Chamber Connect. And when we started this, 10 weeks ago, I guess 11 weeks ago, we were thinking that it might be a short-lived thing. We were hoping that it wouldn't go on too long. And yet here we still are in this kind of shelter-in-place, quarantine, kind of transition to normal life that is taking longer than all of us want it to. It's been great to be able to present some fantastic artists to you in the past weeks. We've had the On Trio and the Miro Quartet. We've had our Coltman Chamber Music competition winners, and we've done so many other things. And so I hope that you'll take a chance, if you haven't seen all of them, to go back and listen to some great chamber music over the last weeks. I am particularly excited about tonight's performance because it is one that I put together for you. You know, during this time, I think one of the most difficult things for me has been to not be able to connect with audiences. And I'm certainly practicing the piano and really enjoying exploring music on my own, but there's a different flavor to my practice and to my preparation when I know that I'm doing it for you. So in putting together these performances for you, I finally got a little bit of that feeling back. When I was practicing the pieces, I was thinking about you. When I was performing the pieces, I had you in mind. I was kind of envisioning you, and it brought a different kind of feeling to just playing the piano during this time. So it's been fun for me to put together this program, and I hope you'll enjoy it tremendously. After tonight's program, we are going to take a couple weeks off so that we can gear up for the beginning of the Austin Chamber Music Festival, which will be on June 27th. This year we're going online, and we're putting together some really great programs, some curated videos that we're kind of putting together and sculpting some narratives about composers and artists, and I hope that you'll be able to enjoy that and be with us for those 6 weeks beginning on June 27th. So put that on your calendar. I'll talk a little bit more about that as this program goes on, but for right now, let's get to some music. I have put together segments of music, and it's kind of in 4 different parts. And this first part is a series of 3 character pieces by Romantic composers. And I thought about these pieces because to me they're perfect for a living room. They're kind of little salon pieces meant to be shared in close quarters. And I imagine all of you in your living rooms, sitting on your sofas and listening to some really great music. So this set has 3 pieces, one by Chopin, one by Edvard Grieg, and one by Rachmaninoff. The first is Chopin's F minor etude. It's interesting because I've been practicing this F minor etude and I love it so much. It has this kind of breathless quality to it. It has a beautiful long line, but it's always interrupted by these kind of rests and almost these gasps of air as Chopin is trying to sing this phrase, but is being kind of interrupted by these feelings of breathlessness. The reason why I chose this is because I'm actually working on a much bigger piece by Chopin, his F minor ballade number 4. And that's not quite ready yet, but what I'm really excited about is that I'll be able to share that with you in person in the future sometime next season. So this is a little inkling into that kind of F minor vibe of Chopin. And then we will go into Edvard Grieg's piece from his lyric suite. It's called Salon. So it's like a place, it's a salon, it's a room, and it's kind of quirky, and it's lyrical, and it's beautiful, and it has just a ton of character in it. And then the last piece in this set is by great Romantic composer Sergei Rachmaninoff. This is his Prelude in G sharp minor. I feel like this piece really captures a lot of the feelings that we have right now, almost a feeling of nostalgia, a little bit of despair, a little bit of hope, a little bit of uncertainty, but it just paints this incredible landscape picture that I love so much. So I hope you enjoy this set of 3 romantic pieces that I hope you enjoy from your sofa. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I enjoyed putting that together. Again, it just had this feeling like you were in the room with me when I was recording it, so I hope you feel that as well. You know, ever since this pandemic has been a part of our lives and we've been forced to cancel performances and haven't been allowed to kind of meet and make music and share music together, I've just been focused on when is the next time that we'll be able to do this. And it was disappointing, to say the least, a couple of weeks ago when we decided that we would not be able to do the Austin Chamber Music Festival live. What I really wanted to do was still try to have that feeling of gathering and doing something special. And so what we are doing instead for the festival this year is beginning on June 27th, we will be meeting every Saturday evening, except for July 4th. We're going to do that one on July 3rd. You might have maybe other plans on July 4th. But we will be featuring many of the artists that we had contracted to do this year's festival. And we're putting together these movie vignettes that feature the composers chosen, also the artists and their lives, and put together with carefully curated performances that they've done. It's been really fun working together with the artists because they also want to be with you and they want to have this feeling of connection too. So when we do these performances every Saturday evening, we will be able to connect with them via chat and know that they are kind of watching at the same time as we are. And I'm excited to put these together. I will be emceeing all of these movies, and I think that we'll be able to have a nice narrative and dialogue and kind of that special ACMC discovery of music that we do for all of our concerts. And so I think that you'll take away something really special and unique and singular each week. The artists that we will be featuring will be the Pacifica Quartet. We will have Anton Nell, my mentor and one of my great friends and one of my favorite pianists. We will have the Butler Piano Trio. We'll have the Horzowski Piano Trio. We will also have Duo Sonidos, and with them we will be with Austin Classical Guitar doing our annual traditional collaboration. And then we will also be featuring the Chamber Music Society of Lincoln Center. Now, they were on tap to be at our festival this year, so it's great that we will be able to still have a performance by them. And I thought that this would be a fun segue. For the last 4 years, this would have been the 5th year, we have opened up the festival with a Mozart concerto. We have featured our local festival chamber orchestra, and it's been a lot of fun with Peter Bay conducting, and I've played Mozart concertos. And so I thought we would have a little flashback to the first time we did this. This was 4 years ago. And in a nod to what we will be doing this year for the Lincoln Center Chamber Music Society, we will be featuring Anne McDermott, who is a fantastic pianist and one of their regular superstars, and she will be playing a chamber music version of Mozart's D minor concerto. So let's go on now to a past performance from the Austin Chamber Music Festival. This is of Mozart Piano Concerto, and don't judge me because this is 4 years ago and my hair is like super short. So this isn't just COVID, just so you know, in case you're wondering. That's so sweet kind of watching that. It makes me feel like how I feel when we open up the Chamber Music Festival. It always opens with this like joyful kind of burst of energy with us collaborating with people local and from afar. And we usually have a big party afterwards, and I'm not trying to make you feel bad, but it helps for me to be able to kind of watch that and connect with that feeling again and know that we'll be able to do that in the future again. During the festival this summer, one of the things that we really want to do is kind of explore the lives of composers and give a little bit more background information on the pieces of music that we'll be featuring. And one of the great composers that we will be featuring is Ludwig van Beethoven. Of course, it's his 250th birth year, the anniversary of his birth. And so there have been so many celebrations of his in the last few months. And I know that we will have more coming in the future months, even if they are online. But it is a great time for that kind of exploration of Beethoven and his style and who he was as a human being and the influence that he had on so many other composers and music in general. So I'm very excited about some of those explorations that we'll be doing. And so I thought it'd be fun to play a movement from Beethoven's Pathetique Sonata. This is his rondo, the third movement of the sonata. And the sonata, it's very famous sonata. I know that I grew up listening to it. My parents had it on their record player when I was growing up, and I fell in love with it immediately. And I learned it when I was very young, and I learned it without supervision. I was kind of in between teachers at the time. And when I brought it to my new teacher, she said, no, you may not learn this. And then I put it on a hold for a long time. It was just in the last few years that I started learning it for myself to perform and to be able to play and to enjoy. And the one thing that is so great about this piece of music, like in so much of Beethoven's, is it just shows that he has this incredible sense of having contrast in his material, that he can be fiery and he can be outlandish, and he can also be incredibly sweet and tender and sensitive. And this is a relatively early work of Beethoven's, and so we already have that inclination about his music and how incredibly expressive it was. He was also such an incredible innovator, and a piece like this that has a lot of starts and stops and starts and stops and really illustrates this idea of an arc of a performance, I think would have been stunning for people to hear when it first came out, and yet it's still stunning to us in our ears. So I hope you enjoy this performance, and I hope you'll look forward to some more exploration of Beethoven in the coming weeks. hope you enjoyed that so much. Again, it was really fun for me to have a performance of it, knowing that it was especially for you here this evening. And so now we are coming to the last segment of this program. Again, I want to thank you for being here with me this evening. If you have any questions, please ask in the chat. I'm here live. I probably should have mentioned that before, but maybe you already know that by now. But if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm happy to answer any of them during this time. This next set is a set of two pieces, one by Claude Debussy and the next by Philip Glass. And it's kind of an idea of kind of an homage to what we actually are sharing during this time. There are so many things that we can't do together. There are so many ways that we can't gather and experience life together. But there is one thing that we do share, and it's this sky. It's this moon, and I think last night was the full moon, and so now we have a big bright moon wherever we are, depending on what our cloud cover is. And so I put together a set of two nighttime pieces so that we could kind of have that sense that we're all under the same sky, that we share this space together and we share this experience together. Even though we are separate. And when we are able to gather again, we will be able to share those experiences in person. I think we will be more grateful for that time together. And I'm certain that we will be more grateful for the music that we're able to share together. And I just can't wait for that time. So this last set is Debussy's Clair de Lune, followed by Philip Glass's North Star. I hope you enjoy it tremendously. I hope that you are well. I can't wait to see you again in the future. And we will see you in a few weeks, beginning with the Austin Chamber Music Festival online, June 27th. Look forward to hearing more information, and I look forward to connecting with you during that time. Take care.